Good job, Callie. hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
This game is made possible by the Barry Montpelier Times-Argus, www.timesargus.com, with award-winning sports and news journalists located on 47 North Main Street, Suite 200 in Barry, Vermont. You can reach them at 479-0191. The Barry Montpelier Times-Argus is real local news that matters to Central Vermonters. Central Vermont's newspaper of record. That's www.timesargus.com. Established in 2016, Central Vermont Elite is an area AAU basketball program that is committed to player development and creating a positive playing experience. Coaches are committed to developing skills, character, teamwork, and sportsmanship through hard work. For more information, contact Bill Gant. Email bgant23@yahoo.com or by phone 802-793-3092. Central Vermont Elite is a local supporter of area basketball. This game video is made possible by All Set Driving School. All Set Driving School offers 3 teen driver's education class sessions, spring, summer, and fall. With DMV certified instructors, contact them by phone 371-9293 or email allsetdrive@aol.com. All Set Driving School, a proud supporter of U32 basketball and Central Vermont sport.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of local area high school sports. If your team or business needs assistance in designing the perfect look, give them a call. Whether you're looking for a one-color tee, shirt design, or multicolor designs on your garments, Tournament Specialties can help. They do professional embroidery work also. If you don't have an existing logo, no problem. They will help you create an embroidered logo from concept to completion and can stitch on everything from shirts to jackets to duffel bags and blankets. Jeff and his crew take pride in their quality work and guarantee your happiness. Tournament Specialties also offers online storefronts. If your company or team is looking for a great fundraising opportunity, Tournament Specialties can help with no upfront risk to the organization and no minimum order requirements. Give them a call today to inquire. Jeff Apfel of Tournament Specialties on 64 Cherrywood Drive, Barry, Vermont. Reach them at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com, 802-272-7572.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout Central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Mark and I worked at Barrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barry has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer, This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills, we actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
few minutes away from the Harwood at Spaulding girls basketball matchup here from Spaulding High School, brought to you by CVTV723.org, CVTsport.net, and a special shout out to our friends at Mad River Valley Television. We're just 10 minutes away from the tip-off of this girls' high school basketball matchup, the Harwood Highlanders against the Spaulding Crimson Tide, here on CVTV723.org and CVTsport.net. Welcome to CBTSport.net Game of the Week. Bringing you high school, college, amateur, semi-pro, and professional sports video from right here in Central Vermont. Over a decade of local Central Vermont sports video action. Get ready, because it's time for the CBTSport.net Game of the Week.
My daddy made this. Daddy.
Good evening and welcome to Spaulding High School, where tonight's Division II basketball matchup features the Harwood Highlanders against the Spaulding Crimson Tide. I'm Carl Parton. I'll be bringing you the call on this CVTV723.org presentation of high school basketball alongside Noah McLean. And Noah, looking forward to two local teams. We always love it when we can see two local teams out here taking each other on.
Yeah, Carl, we're in for a good one here tonight at Spaulding High School. Like you mentioned, two local teams here in Central Vermont. We're happy to be here, happy to see some good competition, and happy to have fans in the gym and just play some good basketball. As we mentioned, early in the season somewhat, but both teams are starting to find their identities, figure out what their strengths are, what they need to work on as we near probably the halfway point of the season here. So it'll be interesting to see, and both teams looking to go in and get a win here tonight.
In every season, every basketball season, teams go through little waves and flows, ebbs and flows of injuries or players missing a game here or there. This year it's just accentuated with COVID and other factors, and I would say Spaulding right now is coming up to an ebb where they're starting to get healthy. Their players are back. They have a full team, although not a full coaching staff tonight, and they're kind of looking to really get their identity, as you were saying, with the full cast of characters, the full group of players out there. Harwood, on the flip side, may be in an ebb right now because we went and talked to Coach Tom Young before the game, and we're missing some key components to this Highlander squad.
Yeah, Harwood having a few injuries and also, as you mentioned, Carl, unfortunately, a player or two out with COVID-19, and obviously no one wants to miss that, and no one wants to see a player unhealthy in any form. But obviously, COVID at this point, Carl, I would say we're lucky to have a game. Period. You're listening to Brady Farkas or early morning sports report on WDEV. They just run through the list of games, and it's just canceled, and it's just, oh man. And so for all these athletes out here, we're just happy that they're here tonight. Happy that they get to play. Certainly, as an athlete who had a weird season last year for a couple different things, just happy that these guys are able to be out here as much as they can.
And that's a good segue for me to have fans out there, parents, community members, remember the difficult job that the athletic directors in Central Vermont are doing. Hank Van Orman and Natalie, I wanted to call her Natalie Lavin. Natalie here at Spaulding, just doing an outstanding job and just spectacular at their jobs, but it's hard work. They get blamed for a lot of things. They're not responsible for COVID. They're not responsible for cancellations. They're not responsible for policies made by the feds, the state, or the Vermont School Board Association, but they're rolling with the punches. So if you see them, give them what I call a COVID hug. Don't touch, just kind of wave your hands at them and say, I'm with you, I'm supporting you, because it's not an easy task.
Yeah, it's nothing about right now in the sports world, or much of our world, unfortunately, is easy. So obviously, make sure everyone is just appreciative of every opportunity that we're getting, and everyone that's making as much as possible happen. And Carl, I want to go over to the coaching staff. We mentioned it earlier. Head coach not here for Spaulding tonight, but I think the Crimson Tide are in good hands tonight with Lori Shepard and Judy Aviati. Both women know the game well. They've had a couple of years, I've heard, of coaching, and I know Lori and I know Judy also. So it should be a good opportunity for them to come out and get a win here. Certainly two very energetic coaches. So I'm excited to see what goes on tonight.
Yeah, we hate to see Tanya McCauley out, but Lori's part of our team, so we're always pulling for Lori, and she's going to have fun with it tonight. She loves the game, wherever she is, as an assistant, as a head coach, here in the broadcast booth, and so it's fun for her to get this opportunity to be at the helm of a strong Spaulding Crimson Tide girls team who's 4-2 this year, and a win against Harwood back on January 4th, 62-36, and you have the starting lineup for Harwood for us, Noah.
Yeah, starting for the Highlanders, wearing number 2 tonight is a junior, Jillian Rundle. Wearing number 11, a sophomore, Quinn Nelson. A junior wearing number 12, Sierra McKay. A junior wearing number 15, Mia LaPointe. And a freshman wearing number 30, Eloise Lilly. Head coaches Tom Young, assistant coaches Greg Titus and Melody Frank. The director of athletics over at Harwood is Chris Lavington, and the athletic trainer is Danny LaFlame.
And that's the Highlanders, and for the Spaulding Crimson Tide, we're looking at a junior guard wearing number 0, Vaughn Robert. A senior guard wearing number 1, Emily Poulin. It's a nice backcourt combination there. Both of them can pass, dribble, handle, and defend. We've got a senior guard wearing number 2, Sam Donahue. A junior forward wearing number 4, Aaliyah Elliott. And rounding up the starting lineup, a junior forward, number 33, Sage McCauley. Spaulding is coached by Tanya McCauley. This is going to still count as her career win column if they take the win here. Assistant coaches Katie Whitcomb, Judy Abiati, Lori Shepard, Chelsea Hoyt is the AD. We're going to step out for the national anthem. We'll be right back here on CVTV723.org. All right, Carl Parton back here with Noah McLean, and Noah, let's have some good local team basketball.
Yeah, well, Carl, this is going to be a good one. We're just a few seconds away here from tip-off at Spaulding High School. Again, Spaulding Crimson Tide against the Harwood Highlanders here tonight. Spaulding coming in at 4-2, and Harwood coming in at 2-4. We are excited. There is some good energy in the gym, and we are just a few moments away from tip-off here.
Looking at the list of wounded for Harwood, really might make this difficult, but they still have some strong players out there in the lineup.
Yep.
Missing some key components, but they're still gonna come out here and play hard. And you look at previous matchups, you look at previous records, because of COVID, because of the injury bug, because of cancellations.
Yep.
The records don't really always tell the story.
Yeah, no, it's hard this year to understand anything truly. As we are underway now, as Harwood winning the tip, controlling it and running the point for the Highlanders will be Rundle. She's going to swing it over to the right side now. Nice little screen to free up inside, but that's going to be a hard contact, no whistle, and here comes the Crimson Tide.
Good help side that time by Donahue.
Roberge takes it hard. Left hand up shot on the floor. They're going to wave that one up. Yvonne Roberge went up with the left hand and draws the contact.
Eloise Lilly not backing down there from that hard drive by Roberge. Only a freshman too, but strong and confident.
Yeah, I love the no back down there as the the Crimson Tide inbound it. Roberge up top. She'll run the point. The transfer from U32. Swung over to her teammate. It'll be McCauley. There's a right-hander off the glass, no good. Second chance opportunity, though, also no good, and pulled down by the Highlanders.
Great pass by McCauley. They certainly missed that in the first couple games of the season with her out recovering from that knee injury.
Yeah, Lily there pulling down the rebound and off to the races for the Highlanders, but last touched by the Crimson Tide on the other end. So Lily will inbound on that kind of corner there. Tipped away and stolen by the Crimson Tide. Here comes Yvonne Roberge. She's going to look to push it. There's a three-pointer and off the rim, no good. McCauley, and there's a putback for two.
Donahue is there for the board.
Donahue with the nice putback there. And that's the first point of the night. It'll be Rundle now running the point. Picks up the dribble at the top of the key. That swarming Harwood defense. Head coach for the evening, Lori Shepard, said defense was going to be a huge part of this game. Drive inside, blocked by the Crimson Tide. Rebounded by McCauley. Nice pass inside off the glass. That one no good. Wouldn't fall for Poulin. Loose ball on the left side. Poulin inside to Roberge. Left hand, get that out of here. Quinn Nelson, the tall, I believe the sophomore, rejecting that one.
Excellent defense that time, and Roberge probably shouldn't have put that dribble down. You got to get it off quick.
Should have gone up right then.
A rim protector like Nelson, you got to get that shot off quick.
And nice move inside by Sage McCauley, and it's 4-0 Spaulding. So Poulin now running the offense, looking to set up. They haven't had much success yet. Looking for that high post now. Nelson working inside. Off to the right side, stop, picks up her dribble. On the far side is Poulin. Jumper, that one's a little too strong. Off the head of Roberge, and it's going to stay right here.
Lori Shepard has kind of a nice task, playing man-to-man defense with a team that's as physical, intense, and scrappy as this Spaulding team. Good things are going to happen with their man-to-man, and there proves my point as Donahue gets in the passing lane and knocks that one away.
Yeah, Carl, they're gonna battle all night. It's gonna be, no matter what the score is, they're gonna keep fighting. That's just who this Spaulding team is, and that's who Lori Shepard, Judy Abbiati, and certainly when here, Tanya McCauley poises their players to be. As there's a jumper from the baseline. That's good. Nice jumper for Jillian Rundle, the junior, and she gets Harwood on the boards. And Roberge tried to go inside, but blocked again. Here come the Highlanders. On the run is Rundle. Left side, up and good. Showing off the speed, Jillian Rundle, and just like that, she's got 4 points.
Well, if we've learned one thing, is that Spaulding's going to have to go with a pull-up from 10 or 12 and not try to take it to the rim against Nelson.
And a travel called there on McCauley. Turns the ball back to the Highlanders. And Carl, you're absolutely right, between Sierra McKay and Quinn Nelson inside. The two of them certainly are what you like to call rim protectors, and they have already shown that they will do just that.
Nelson also didn't follow through on it. She's not going to spank it out into the stands. She just got a hand on it and sent it away.
Nice steal there, and now up for the Crimson Tide. Nice bucket off the glass. Sam Donahue gets her team back in the scoring column. Nice hands by Sam Donahue to take it away right at the top of the key. And now Harwood into the front court. Nice little behind the back move. Yvonne Robert's playing some good defense down there. Nelson's going to take it baseline. She's walled up right there. Great defense by the Spaulding Crimson Tide. Loose, and we're going to get a jump ball down there, and it will be Spaulding basketball.
There's one of the things that Emily Poulin does, to help the team. It may not be in a stat column, but she's always doing something out there, whether it's chipping in on rebounds, help side defense, like that time coming down and tying that one up. She just makes players around her better, makes her team better by being on the court.
Absolutely, and Harwood now on the defensive end as now freshly checked into the game for the Crimson Tide, Madison Ashford. Gonna go inside. Back out, didn't like the opportunity, but now she's going to let one fly, no good. Offensive rebound, gets it back, it's Poulin, she puts it up, no good. Still loose under the bucket, and it's going to be out of bounds. Diving on the floor for the basketball for Harwood there, trying to get a number on it. I believe it was Lily, but that one, she was out of bounds while she touched it, so it will be Spaulding basketball. Looking for an inbound outlet, and look out, the Highlanders are going to take this one away. Lily, the freshman, is going to come up, just going right at Roberge. Sends it back up top. Jumper off the glass, no good. Freshly checked into the game, Sierra Fiaschetti.
And she's a multi-sport athlete. She was on a good player for the soccer team for the Highlanders that made it to the semifinals. A lot of multi-sport athletes out here for the Harwood Highlanders.
Yes, there are.
We said a lot of these names while we were doing soccer this fall.
Yep, I know Quinn Nelson, and haven't seen her yet, but Emma Ravlin, assuming she gets in here, as Roberge is going to come up. Right hand, got it for two.
That is not an easy shot, straight up and over the rim, but great body control and a nice finish that time by Roberge.
And just like that, it is 8-4, and we're going to get a quick timeout. So just like that, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back in just this. Oh, actually, we're going to keep it right here as the referees are going to say it was. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what the referees were saying, but we're going to keep it on. I think there was a miscommunication down there.
I think possibly Coach Shepard was calling a play, and they thought it was a timeout.
Come on, Lori. We'll give her a break.
She's been in the broadcast booth and in the assistant role quite often. As an assistant, you just have to whisper timeout to the head coach. You don't have to make the decision.
And there's the runner in the lane. That one a little too strong. But last touched by the Tide, and it will stay with the Highlanders. And now, just as we mentioned it, Emma Ravlin freshly checked into the game for the Highlanders. We've mentioned her name in a few broadcasts in both soccer and recent years of basketball. Quinn Nelson underneath, she's got it from the right side.
Yeah, they should look for Nelson. She did a good job keeping it up high. She's going to be tough to defend in and around the blocks.
We've seen her presence in the paint be strong. And Emma Ravlin tried to go in there and take that one away.
Yeah, this Harwood Highlander team in soccer was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, they were high scoring. I mean, averaged almost double digits in soccer in goals, and so just a lot of fun certainly to watch. And the athleticism, it carries over into this sport as well. Into basketball, because they defend well. We've seen some great block shots. They get in the passing lanes, and they're going to run. So Spaulding, I think probably needs to come out and get some solid good looks. They've got a lot of good looks that haven't fallen, but they need to get early good looks, because I expect this Harwood team late in the game to really be deadly on the transition.
Yeah, that's one thing that head coach Lori Shepard said. They need to control the transition, and they need to control the rebounds. We've seen Harwood make their presence known inside. It's going to be a factor all night long. And you know what, Carl, though? If there's a team that doesn't have a lot of height that's going to be able to rebound the ball well, my pick is Spaulding. That's they're so physical. They love to go in and work hard for rebounds. Even though they might not have height, they have heart, so to say. That one went up, and we're going to get a whistle on a foul. Aaliyah Elliott, the junior for the Tide, will be headed to the free throw line.
Fouls on Nelson, but she has a few block shots to go with that one foul. So that's a ratio I think Coach Tom Young will take, 3 block shots per one foul, as long as the block shots come first.
First one up and just off the side rim. And substitution now freshly checked into the game for the Highlanders. Sadie Nordel, the junior forward. Second shot is up, and that's good. So the Highlanders now coming up to run the point is Emma Ravlin. Nice pass over top. There's a jumper from the baseline, no good, still loose underneath, and finally pulled down, but Yvonne Roberge can't get to it. A nice little pull-up jumper from Sierra McKay down there. Oh, I thought Roberge touched it, but they're going to say it was...
I think McKay got a finger on it there, and it may have bounced before we saw... We can't see the lines there, yes. So I think it bounced before she dribbled it.
So it will be Spaulding basketball here. Roberge, right to left crossover. Now dumps it off to her teammate. Here's a corner 3 opportunity. That one a little short. Sam Donahue couldn't get it to go, and Ravlin's going to run the point. Ravlin thought about giving it up, shook her head, and waved her teammate off there for that one. Now with the basketball, swinging it over up top, it's Richellu. Looking for an option. Sadie Nordel now keeps possession. She's going to dribble inside, dumps it off to Richellu. Her jumper, nice little shooter's bounce, and that's good. The baseline jumper there puts the Highlanders back in the scoring column. Roberge now with the basketball. She's run this point, finding out that she can't go inside a lot tonight, and she's going to have to adjust her game. But she's going to go right back inside no matter what, and she draws the foul.
No fear.
Nope.
She'll get a couple free throws to pay for her courage. Oh, no, I guess they're going to call it on the floor.
Yep. So they'll call this one on the floor, and substitution for the Highlanders. Back into the game, it will be Rundle. Underneath to inbound, it will be Donahue. Trying to find McCauley. Sage McCauley, the junior, had it knocked away, but it'll stay right with the Tide.
And there's the athletic, quick-handed defense again by the Highlanders, making things difficult for the Tide.
And dropping it off inside. Again, Roberge, this time she's going to be in the shooting motion, and 2 shots coming up. So Yvonne Roberge called for the ball on the weak side, had a little bit of space, and Carl, that's the first time we saw her do that. She put the ball on the ground and had it blocked. That time she caught it, she was ready to shoot, went up, got fouled, and now finds herself at the free throw line.
Yeah, don't give Nelson a chance to help over. If that's a good plan.
If you can keep Nelson on that weak side block, you're going to be a lot more successful in the paint as Roberge misses the first free throw. Second free throw up, and that one just rolls off the front of the rim. Big rebound down there for Nordel. Nordel's going to drop it off in the corner for Richellu. Richellu drives baseline, but we're going to get a foul first. And that one's going to go against Madison Ashford. That'll be her first.
And there's a post in front, but is that the first team foul against Spaulding?
That is.
I had to double check my stats. I forgot my stat book, so I'm...
I know, a little hard to see. I can't even really see the score. But the Highlanders inbounding, looking for Nelson underneath. That swarming Spaulding defense, knowing they can't give any opportunities. Deep three-pointer, that one a little too strong off the glass, and rebounded by the Highlanders. Pushing the pace up top, dropping it off. There's a layup. Oh, just off the rim, no good. And a rebound on the foul. That's on the rebound, a foul called. And that one will go back against the Tide now for their second, and that will be against Emily Poole in her first.
Poulin, typically a good shooter, excellent finisher. She's had a few shots just roll around that rim and roll off, but those will start going for her.
And look out, a steal from McCauley. She's off to the races. Nice strong move, but just a little too strong there. Just rolled off the back. Seconds winding down. Trying to go was Nelson. And pushing the pace. A second try for McCauley. She's got it. The transition game rolling well here for the Crimson Tide. The Highlanders had an opportunity, just missed it off the front of the rim.
That was a tough one for Nelson. I think she was shooting with her right hand, jumped off her right foot in stride, and she was going a little too fast to finish it.
And that's going to be called a travel with 4.6 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. So Spaulding will have to get a little catch and heat, but first we're going to get a timeout, this time for real, by head coach Lori Shepard. So we will take a short break here on the CVTsport.net network. And welcome back to Spaulding High School with 4.6 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. It will be Spaulding basketball underneath their own basket. Head coach Lori Shepard and Judy Abbiati drawing up a last-minute play here, seeing if they can get themselves on the board one last time.
Does one play equal 2 points? One timeout equal 2 points? No, maybe.
And still loose, blocked. Shot is up. That was a long 4 seconds, but it will not result in any points. Both teams had about 3 possessions each there in the span of 4 seconds, but no points there. So after one, Carl, I'm sorry, 8-2.
It's 11 for Spaulding and 8 for Harwood.
My apologies, everyone. The backboard pole getting in the way a little bit there, but for now, let's. I think we'll just keep it here for a minute and just talk about the first quarter. Obviously, Spaulding leading 11-8. And I think that's mainly because of their transition call. Maybe you have more to add to that, but it seems like Spaulding has been able to get out, especially Sage McCauley has been able to run. She's kind of like a rim runner, as Dan Gothier would call it. If you're going to do one thing, do it well. Run to the hoop, call for the ball. She's strong. She'll finish. She's had a few fall off, but she's going to finish those.
Yeah, and Spaulding really has gotten the shots they wanted in this first half. They're not falling for them. Nothing from the perimeter yet. And it's vital for Spaulding, if they want to match their first result, to hit some of that outside stuff. The interior defense of Harwood is too good to trust yourself in a, what I would call, slugging it out in the trenches against a tall, physical team like Harwood. They need to hit some of those finesse perimeter shots to loosen things up and help themselves get the lead they had in that first game.
And so we are back underway as Rundle back in running the point here, but we're going to get a foul. This one going to go against Emily Poole, and that'll be her second. Something to note there as we are just 8 seconds into the second quarter. Poulin picks up her second foul.
And, big decision for Coach Shepard. I see her talking to Judy Abbiati over there. Should we leave her? Should we pull her out? And they're going to leave her for a little bit. They're going to trust her senior wisdom out there not to make a silly third foul mistake.
Nice move, spin move for Roberge. That one rolls off the front rim. A good move to get her open, but not going to fall. And a hard contact down there. It was Lily, but she's going to have it taken away. Roberge, fake, basket, you got it. The fake and the right-hand layup for Roberge gave her the separation she needed, and she got that one to go.
And I talked about a fast-running Harwood team. Spaulding showing me that they like the transition too.
Yeah, both teams showing off the transition game. But we have a timeout for Harwood, so we'll take it too on the CVTV723.org and the CVTVsport.net. And welcome back once again as we are underway in the second quarter here at Spaulding High School. A little bit warmer today. I was going to say on this cold night, but compared to what we've been having, it's like a sauna out there. So, but alas, we are here in the gym, and we are underway in the second quarter for basketball. It will be the Highlanders with possession, up top with it, looking for an option, and has it taken away. Nice steal by Sam Donahue. Donahue's going to drop it off for Roberge. Thought about the three-pointer, didn't like it. Cross over to the right hand. There's a jumper. Free throw line extended, no good. Big rebound, though, for Poulin. And it finally, whoa, grip and rip for Emma Ravlin, and
that's a tough one. Ravlin had the ball clearly, and Ashford was kind of reaching in, but it looked almost like forearm or shoulder to face.
Yep.
And I've had those happen before where you use your face to foul their arm, but it's still on you.
It is, and that's, like you said, Carl, a tough foul to go, but I think in that situation it was the right call. And Rundle now running the point, looking for her guard in there, Sierra McKay. Back to Rundle now. Underneath, looks like she stepped out of bounds, but the whistle on a foul is going to keep it right here. And Donahue is going to pick up the foul. Just bumped her with the body a little bit too much on that baseline. It was a great almost trap there between the baseline and Donahue. Had her pretty much where she wanted, but then just bumped her a little too strong down there. Ravlin looking for an option. Up top, three-pointer. No good for Lily. And last touch by the Crimson Tide. So the three-pointer wouldn't go. We've talked about it. We haven't seen a three-pointer yet tonight. Three-point shooting is going to be key for whoever wants to. Lily inside, tried the reverse layup. No good. Tried to use the left hand. Roberge is going to push it ahead. Deep two-pointer. That's about as deep as you could get. No good there for McCauley, and rebound Highlanders.
Ravlin on the board. She's putting up some good numbers on the non-scoring area for the Highlanders.
And Sierra McKay, a nice smooth jumper, just a little bit past the free throw line extension. And there's a try to two opportunities down low for Sam Donahue and the Tide. And that one's no good, but
I think Lori Shepard wanted the timeout on that one. I'm not sure who is taking, but it looked like Lori. And certainly not a bad one. Spaulding is getting the looks they want. They're just not hitting those, and it wasn't a timeout. What was it?
I think Emma Ravlin just went down holding her ankle.
Oh, no.
And she looks like she's untying the shoe, getting checked out by the trainer, so hopefully she is A-okay. Hopefully just a cramp or a small little roll.
She was doing some good stuff out there. Not getting in the scoring column yet, but rebounding, hard defending, and playing tough all-around team basketball.
And going hard to the basket, the freshman, Alois Lilly. And she draws the foul there, just getting swarmed inside. First one up, no good.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't play like a freshman. Very confident out there and making a free throw as well.
So getting the second one to fall, and the Spaulding offense now in a little bit of a cold streak and quickly taken away once again by the Highlanders. But look out, that just coming from behind and picking her pocket, Yvonne Roberge.
And I love watching the tandem of Roberge and Poulin typically play defense. Poulin's out now with foul trouble, but Roberge is still keeping up the pressure.
Sage McCauley catches it inside, goes up from the left side, and she's going to be headed to the free throw line. And I love McCauley's game so far, Carl. She's been active on the defensive end and the offensive end, catching it outside and driving in, or catching it on the inside. And then, like we talked about at the end of the first quarter, the transition game has been there for her as well. The free throw a little bit too strong off the back rim.
One of the things that Spaulding is missing from last year is their senior center, Natalie Folland, who graduated last year, and her rebounding.
Yep.
It looks like Sage McCauley has decided she's going to pick up that rebounding slack for the Tide.
And certainly a big rebounder and a presence inside for the Tide, lost with Natalie Folland. And actually, she's here tonight watching, so certainly it will be always interesting to watch your old team play.
I bet Lori Shepard would love to sneak her on the court for the second half.
Well, you know, Carl, it's funny. I was talking actually to Natalie before the game, and she was saying, you know, maybe you can, when you go over there and talk to Lori, you can ask her if I can put on a uniform. And she said, I bet she'll say yes. I said, I bet she would too, because Lori certainly loved having her on the floor. But anyway, back to the current basketball team, as Roberge's three-pointer goes a little bit too strong, and Nelson with a big rebound underneath. The Highlanders now looking to push the pace. That one nearly tipped away, but falling into the hands of Rundle. Rundle, closely guarded by Roberge, drops it off now to her teammate Richellu. Richellu back up top now. It's LaPointe with the basketball. And that's going to be timeout Harwood. Coach Young not liking what he's seeing on that offensive possession. So we'll take a minute here on the CVTV723.org and the CVTsport.net network. And we are back after head coach Tom Young wanted to take a minute to talk to his squad about what was going on. And we just talked about it in the break there. I want to mention Mia LaPointe is someone who we're going to have to look out for, and the Highlanders are going to want to get involved here if they want to keep being a threat. And a nice drawn-up play right inside Quinn Nelson, just a little kiss off the glass. And that was textbook right there.
4 points for Nelson, all from the inside where she's so dangerous.
And look out, Roberge rejected by LaPointe. And LaPointe right away now, just after we said it, getting involved in one way or another here as Nelson's up top.
Roberge, you know, a high IQ basketball player, said Nelson's out, there's a lane, but LaPointe came out of nowhere and ruined that plan.
Yeah, just slid over from the opposite block, got her hand in there. Roberge from the top of the key, thought about the three-pointer, didn't like it. Cross back to the left. Inside she goes again. That shot's up. We're going to get a whistle and a foul, and Roberge is headed back to the free throw line. And we saw Roberge miss two from there in her first trip, but knowing her brother and knowing that they have this awesome setup in at their house. They have a barn basketball court, and I know she's in there a lot. And as I was about to say, she's probably not going to miss too many more. And she nails the first one.
Charlotte Young, the junior forward, checks in for the Tide.
So 15-13, the Tide leading the Highlanders here Second one up for Roberge, and that's good.
And here's a feel-good story. Gracie Martin also in for the Tide. The sophomore coming off a knee injury hasn't been able to play for over a year, so glad to see her back. That's a good news, happy, feel-good story as of right now.
Well, that's awesome, as inside again for the Highlanders. Nelson with another one. Roberge will run the point. She'll hand it off to Martin. Her first touches of the basketball. Back to Roberge. Looking inside. Martin had it knocked away. But Roberge is going to pick it right back up. She's hit hard, and they're going to call it travel.
Almost looked like she was still kind of dribbling that.
Yeah, I thought she fell down and put the ball on the floor, but referee saw otherwise, so it will be headed to Harwood. Harwood now trailing by 1. They have the basketball. Nice crossover there from Lily. And a steal by Roberge. Goes up from the right side. She's got it. And just some great defending there from Yvonne Roberge. Leads to an easy fast break layup. And looking down there, Lily thought she was fouled there, but that's just going to be called a knocked out of bounds, so it will stay with the Highlanders though. Lily will inbound, flashing middle now, and receiving is Fiaschetti. Dropping it low for LaPointe. LaPointe kick back out. Nelson baseline jumper, that's a little too strong. Loose inside, and we're going to get a jump ball. Tying it up between LaPointe and Roberge down there. We'll keep it right here with the Highlanders. And giving LaPointe a break now. Freshly checked into the game, Abby Young, the junior. So she is, I think Tom Young said, her first game back from an injury.
Block shot Macaulay.
Macaulay doing it all tonight on the defensive and offensive end. Roberge three-pointer, that one a little too short. And a rebound, though, for Sam Donahue, keeps it alive. Roberge back inside, and she's got another.
That puts her in double figures with 10 now.
So Roberge with 10 on the points. And a nice rebound to keep the possession alive by Sam Donahue, finding Roberge. And look out, the Crimson Tide defense is back at it again. Roberge now back to Donahue. Outside jumper, you got it! The smooth stroke from Ashford. And now all of a sudden 22-15, a 7-point lead for Spaulding.
I like what Ashford did there. You know, the three-pointers just aren't falling for the Tide. So take a half a step in, square up, and take the nice, steady 16-footer.
And look out, the pocket is picked once again. Donahue to the races. Right hand cut the basket and one. A hard, beautiful take from Sam Donahue. And that is exactly how you want things to go if you are a Tide fan. And the senior has just been all over in the last 1 minute.
You know, I saw in the first game or two, Spaulding had a late start. They had some, you know, and they got beat up and down the court a little bit against some of the tougher Division I teams. Well, if I can see it, certainly experienced coaches like Macaulay, Aviati, and Shepard can see it too. I think they have these girls in some running shape now because they are getting up and down the court really well right now.
And Donahue will cap it off. So the three-point play the old-fashioned way, as Lori Shepard loves to say. And look out, it's Donahue again. Off to the races, and she went, oh no. Looked like she rolled that ankle. Really hope she's okay. And foul there, but yeah. And Donahue not in a great state there, as she just went and just tried to grab the ball. Her body just kind of stopped suddenly. Looked like her sneaker just kind of got caught. So we'll get a substitution back into the game now for the Tide, Gracie Martin. But before that, we will have a 1-and-1 situation here. And Lily will get the first. The freshman getting that one to go. 25-16 here with 31 seconds left in the half. Willie second. Up and side rim, no good. Big rebound for Martin. Martin's going to drop it off for McCauley, and she's going to run the point and probably look to just swing it around and get one more look. McCauley tried to go by and I thought had it knocked away, but they're going to say just dribbled it out of bounds.
McCauley certainly thought so. I think it looked like quick hands, good defense there by Nordal.
So the Highlanders forcing another turnover. They've done a nice job on the defensive end, and a foul now called on Madison Ashford.
There's that point of emphasis, the hand checks. They don't want perimeter defenders trying to control the person they're guarding with that hand. And Ashford did it kind of sneakily. She was using the back of her hand and wrist, but still got whistled for it.
I think, Carl, they've kind of tightened up on that in the past few years. I know from maybe my sophomore year to my senior year, I got called on it a few more times, and I was kind of just like, really? But
it doesn't have to be a hard hand. It has to look like contact.
And at the buzzer, no good for McCauley. So that's going to do it here. 25-16, my apologies. Spaulding leading Harwood here on the CVTV 723.org and CVTsport.net network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
This game is made possible by the Barry Montpelier Times-Argus, www.timesargus.com, with award-winning sports and news journalists located on 47 North Main Street, Suite 200 in Barry, Vermont. You can reach them at 479-0191. The Barry Montpelier Times-Argus is real local news that matters to Central Vermonters. Central Vermont's newspaper of record. That's www.timesargus.com. Established in 2016, Central Vermont Elite is an area AAU basketball program that is committed to player development and creating a positive playing experience. Coaches are committed to developing skills, character, teamwork, and sportsmanship through hard work. For more information, contact Bill Gant. Email bgant23@yahoo.com or by phone 802-793-3092. Central Vermont Elite is a local supporter of area basketball. This game video is made possible by All Set Driving School. All Set Driving School offers 3 teen driver's education class sessions, spring, summer, and fall. With DMV certified instructors, contact them by phone 371-9293 or email allsetdrive@aol.com. All Set Driving School, a proud supporter of U32 basketball and Central Vermont sport.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of local area high school sports. If your team or business needs assistance in designing the perfect look, give them a call. Whether you're looking for a one-color tee, shirt design, or multicolor designs on your garments, Tournament Specialties can help. They do professional embroidery work also. If you don't have an existing logo, no problem. They will help you create an embroidered logo from concept to completion and can stitch on everything from shirts to jackets to duffel bags and blankets. Jeff and his crew take pride in their quality work and guarantee your happiness. Tournament Specialties also offers online storefronts. If your company or team is looking for a great fundraising opportunity, Tournament Specialties can help with no upfront risk to the organization and no minimum order requirements. Give them a call today to inquire. Jeff Apfel of Tournament Specialties on 64 Cherrywood Drive, Barrie, Vermont. Reach them at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com, 802-272-7572.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Mark and I worked at Barrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barrie has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer. This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills. We actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
And welcome back, everybody, to second half action here at Spaulding High School here in Barre, Vermont. We are just about underway here in the second half. It'll be Spaulding starting things off. They are ahead 25-16 to start things off. Donahue kicks it out to Roberge. Didn't like the three-pointer. Drives inside with the left hand. Goes up. Count the no! Wave the basket off. Roberge is going to be called for the travel.
It looked like she was locking down that left pivot foot, but the referee danced it out for us. He said she slid it just a little bit.
Just a little bit too much. So no good on the first basket for Roberge, and the Highlanders will get it back. And I thought that was a double dribble, but no. Ravlin's going to dump it off inside. Little kiss off the glass, and you got it. Nice Mia LaPointe down there getting involved.
And what a nice backdoor cut by Ravlin. That's a soccer move that she brought to basketball with her.
And look out, here come the Highlanders off the steal, and a quick 2 points for Jillian Rundle.
She's got 6 points now.
And all of a sudden, we have ourselves a 5-point ball game once again. The Highlanders coming out of the locker room strong. Donahue has it taken away by LaPointe, but Donahue's going to get it right back. Dumps it off. McCauley goes up, and she's going to get hammered, and she'll be headed to the free throw line. So a steal session on the left side there between Donahue and LaPointe.
Good news that we're looking at. Donahue went down with the ankle, and
yes,
we were looking at a short Spaulding bench, only 4 players on the bench. That would have made it 3, but Donahue, tough as nails, right back out there and impacting the game.
Good to see, and as that one from first free throw from Sage McCauley touched about every part of the rim before it went in, and the second one she got robbed in and out, no good. And off the rebound, off the missed free throw, it will stay with the Tide. So the Tide will get another opportunity here on the offensive end. Inbound play up to Emily Poulin. Poulin looking to set the offense. Donahue, pump fake, corner runner. That one a little bit short. And pulled down by Quinn Nelson. She's going to get it over quickly to Emma Ravlin, who's going to run the point. Driving in with the right hand. Dumps it off to Mia LaPointe. And she's going to be whistled for the travel. A good move inside, or I should say a good idea by LaPointe. She spun out looking for some separation in there, but just moved her feet a little bit too much, says the referee, so it will turn it over to Spaulding. So LaPointe will take this one up. She's going to cross over and dump it off to Roberge. Roberge swings it over to Donahue. The senior cuts inside, kicks it out. McCauley can't handle it, but she'll pick it back up. The junior, nice crossover right to left, right down the lane. Shot is up, that one a little too strong. A lot of contact, no good. Offensive rebound, Roberge, and she's got 12. Yvonne Roberge with 12 points on the night, and she is relentlessly going inside after being blocked on her first 2 attempts. That has not scared her, and speaking of Roberge, she's going to go in and tie it.
And
technical foul?
I think the jump ball, Ravlin was a little annoyed, I think, and kind of followed through toward Roberge's face with the contact, and that's what's going to get called.
Wow. Okay, so a technical foul issued off the jump ball. So it will send Roberge to the free throw line. Roberge will be shooting 2 by herself. First shot up, and she nails it. And those first 2 free throws, Carl, I think were kind of a blooper for Roberge, as she's hit her last 3. She's 3 of 5 from the charity stripe so far. And she knocks the second one down, which makes her 4 for 6 on the night. And she will give her team now another possession here at midcourt. Referee's going to run over to the scorer's table to make sure everyone knows exactly what's going on. And looks like we are all squared away here.
Emily Poulin back in the game as that backcourt mate for Roberge. So with her 2 fouls, she had to sit too much of the game in the first half. We're going to see what impact she has here in the second half.
Poulin looking inside there. A little mishandled by Aaliyah Elliott. And after a steal from Harwood, they're just going to lose it out of bounds. Unable to handle it on the side was Eloise Lilly, the freshman, just right through her hands.
Donahue defense impacting the game again.
And speaking of Donahue, the floater in the lane off the glass and good for Sam Donahue.
She's got 9 now for the Tide.
Sam Donahue doing it on both ends tonight here. The senior certainly leading this team in a strong aspect. There's a jumper for the Highlanders, a smooth stroke from the outside. Jillian Rundle, the junior, putting the Highlanders back in the score column. Driving inside now and dumping it off to her teammate. And back now on the outside to Poulin. Poulin with the left hand is going to drive inside. Dumps it off now for Elliott. Elliott back to Poulin and splash. A two-pointer about as far back. I think she had her toe on the line there. But a long two-pointer, and now 34-22. Spaulding leading. Tried to go inside and look out. Taken away by McCauley, and a whistle and a foul is going to come back against Eloise Lilly. And that is already the third team foul on the Highlanders here about midway through the third quarter.
You have to love the way McCauley's playing the anchor of that defense. She's come up and helped a lot, and just creating turnovers, making steals out of that back spot of the defense.
Roberge inside, went into a forest of trees down there and just couldn't find the bottom of the net, so it will be Highlanders regaining possession. Strong to the hoop and one. Rundle on the run. Jillian Rundle, a beautiful take, finished with the left hand, and she cuts the lead to 10.
She is quick, and that was all about speed that time, putting her in double digits with 10 points now.
So Jillian Rundle cutting the lead to 10 for the Highlanders now, and that's exactly, if you are head coach Tom Young, what you want to be seeing is your players going hard to the hoop and finishing. So Rundle to cap off the three-point play, and she will, the old-fashioned way. Roberge looking corner, tipped away by Nelson, but in the corner was Donahue able to keep it alive. Roberge looking for McCauley. Nice positioning inside, but look out, had her pocket picked. It's the freshman again. Lilly inside now, stops, but she's going to move her feet too much, and traveling violation will turn it over.
Kind of looked to lean into Roberge a little bit to give herself some space. Roberge didn't budge.
Yep, and Tom Young just told her over there on the sideline, just slow it down a little bit, and he can't be too mad because excellent hands in the passing lane, and just like that, she's going to be whistled for the foul. That's going to be her third. But before the foul, I was going to say she's done an excellent job tonight getting her hands in the passing lane and creating fast break opportunities. But before we resume play, we're going to have a timeout. So we'll take a break here for a short bit on the CVTV723.org and CVTsport.net network. And welcome back, everyone, to Spaulding High School. So it will be Spaulding possession under their own hoop after a foul against the Highlanders. 34-25 is the score here. Highlanders trying to claw their way back in. Three-pointer from the corner, no good for Donahue. Got her, a hard hit down there. Donahue hits the deck hard. Looked like she got tripped up, but she's up and
Yeah, she was
walking
going
it
to
off.
jump stop, and her plant right foot got kicked out, and it wasn't a foul. It was just two people going to the same spot, and so she couldn't land it. Landing gear out from under her, and the plane landed on its back.
Yeah, and it was Sage McCauley picking up the loose ball after the foul, and she now will be headed to the free throw line. The first one, no good for McCauley. Now freshly checked into the game, Gracie Martin back in. And we saw Donahue go back up and just look at Coach Shepard and just say, like, what is going on tonight? And she kind of laughs it off, which is great to see. But the second one will fall for McCauley, and it's back to a 10-point game.
I think, you talk about ice pack. It looks like Donahue may just need an ice bath after this one.
Yep, I would say so. As the miss from the Highlanders pulled down by McCauley now. Thought about looking ahead to Donahue, who was up ahead of the pack but didn't like it. And now into the corner. Now it's Poulin with the basketball. Poulin's going to drive inside. Shot is up, and they're going to wave it off and say offensive foul. And Poulin had a great opportunity to go inside and finish, but she was just a little too strong. Referee said lowering the shoulder was Poulin, and that's going to be her third, so she's going to have to take a break. And giving her a break will be Madison Ashford, who's had herself a pretty good night.
Love seeing Lori Shepard out there, over there, coaching it up with Donahue, with Poulin, making sure she knows how to do it right the next time.
And the steal by the Tide. Up was McCauley, no good on the rebound. And now it'll be Quinn Nelson who slows it down and gives it off to her point guard, Rundle. Rundle now passes it over to Nordal. Nordal to Nelson. Nelson driving inside, kick out, jumper, Rundle, no good. And a big rebound inside for Martin. Great off defensive positioning there, Carl. She just sealed off the defender, went up, and got the rebound, and she draws the foul.
Yep, excellent box out position, and if somebody's going to try to get the offensive rebound, they can either go over your back and foul you or let you have it.
Exactly. It's either one of the two, and right there, certainly, as we mentioned earlier, Gracie Martin, fresh off her long injury, so excellent to see her into the game and making an impact here tonight. And now inside, McCauley gets walled up down low. Spin move, right side, a beautiful finish off the glass, left hand. Sage McCauley, just wonderful spin move.
That was excellent. She wanted to go right, and finally she looked, and the door was wide open to the left, so she took it.
And that is the scene of a diverse player, as we got 3 opportunities, all not falling for the Highlanders, but still in their possession, and we're going to get a bump foul in the back. Sealing it off down there was Cameron Richellu, the junior, who had position, and Donahue's going to be whistled for the foul. That's her second. So the Highlanders not able to capitalize on this possession yet, but they've had 3 opportunities off rebounds. Nelson catches it off the inbounds, drops it off to her teammate up top. It's Rundle. Rundle now. Off to the corner, a splash. Sierra McKay, it's 2 points. We've had a lot of long-range 2-pointers. Look out, here come the Highlanders off the steal. And again, McKay from the corner. That one a little too strong. And Roberge will pick it up. Roberge tried to go up ahead, and it's going to be knocked away. McKay saving it, doing a little bit of gymnastics, balancing over there. And it will stay with the Tide. Martin inside. McKay tried to get a hard dribble and just lost possession. Now up ahead. Nelson, right hand layup, no good.
And this is where Roberge is going to settle it down, make sure her team gets a good shot this time, I think. And she's going to make the good shot.
Roberge just goes right into the house and off the glass. And is that 14 now for Roberge?
I've got 18.
18. Oh,
now.
Shoot. I missed a few.
You hit a couple free throws.
Oh, right. The free throws. Yep. So 18 points on the night for Roberge. Highlanders trying to find something here. That's swarming Spaulding defense by the long wingspan of Martin. And look out, up for two underneath there, McKay. And she has herself 6 on the night.
Excellent backdoor cut that time, and good pass as well.
And inside, trying to go in there again was Roberge, but look out, the speed, the long strides from Quinn Nelson, just getting to the bucket, and at the buzzer now, that's going to do it for the third quarter. The lead is 8 for Spaulding, 39-31, and we'll be back in just a minute on the CBTV 723.org and CBTsport.net network. And welcome back, and before we get back into the action, want to give a shout out to our friends at Mad River Valley Television, and thank you for your contribution. We will be just a few moments back into the action here on the CBT723.org and CBTsport.net presentation. Fourth quarter action, 39-31 is the score. The Highlanders trailing the Crimson Tide here at Spaulding High School. We are in a good ball game. McKay now is going to use the left hand off the glass, no good. And picked up by McCauley. McCauley inside, right hand, strong move, you got it. McCauley just using that body to shield off her defender and go in, and a little kiss off the glass.
That had shades of McCauley the last 2 years prior to her knee injury, that speed down the wing.
Look out, I think that was, oh, nope, another two-pointer. It was deep, and that one scored by Cameron Richellu. Roberge inside, stop, pop in the lane, no good, and Richellu with the rebound.
Excellent shot there by Roberge. That's definitely what Spaulding was looking for. Just didn't fall.
Was about as open as you could get in the lane before Nelson came over, and we're going to get a jump ball. Roberge playing good defense against Sadie Nordel. The junior just lost her footing a little bit, but the jump ball leads to a Spaulding possession arrow. Something to keep in mind as we wind down into the final minutes in a close ball game.
Coach Young has to be pleased with the performance of his tattered, not full strength squad out there, keeping it tight with the Spaulding team that beat them by close to 20 last time.
Yeah, certainly an improvement there as the shot from the baseline won't fall for Elliott.
And Ashford tried the alley-oop tip in there, but got bumped a little from behind. That's a good way to keep the shot blockers of Harwood away from you. Just tip it in before they get there.
Strong move inside McCauley. She's gonna be short on the layup attempt.
Maybe a partial block there. I think it rolled off the point's foot.
Yep. So it will stay here with the Spaulding Tide. Looking for an inbound and nearly going out of bounds, but keeping it in there is Poulin. Poulin goes up, no good. Gets her own rebound though. Tries to drive. I don't know how she stayed in bounds, and she's going to draw the foul.
And I was a little concerned. One of those days where it seems like every foul's getting called on you, and Poulin kind of put out her arm and didn't hook it, but kind of guided herself, made a hole for herself, pried herself in there. So I was afraid that they were going to call another offensive on her, but
Poulin will be headed to the free throw line for 1-and-1 opportunity. So the rest of the way for 6:24 The Spaulding Tide will be in the bonus. That one no good. Look out, Poole, an offensive rebound. It's up and it's a good. Sam Donahue got the pass from the offensive rebound by Poulin, who missed the free throw. And right now, if you're Tom Young, Carl, you got to be thinking to yourself, guys, did we just let the shooter get the rebound? I mean, that's one of the most common things. It's just who's got the shooter when you're on the free throw line. But
that's a fundamental rule broken, shattered. And that time, you could see Nordal had a good, solid box out.
Yeah. Yes. So it will be Donahue capping off the three-point play. Rip now for the Highlanders, trying to go by and inside with Sadie Nordal, but she's going to draw the contact before she can go anywhere else. And that foul coming back against Yvonne Robert, only her second. So the Highlanders will run a play underneath their own basket. Makeda inbound. Kicks it up top now. Jumper tried to go from the bank, and it just wouldn't fall there for Nordal. And the Tide now off to the races. Donahue, wide open three-pointer, no good. But gets her own rebound off the tip. Roberge is going to slow it down. Inside to Elliott. Elliott just a little too short, and Nelson with a rebound. Now to the hands of Nordal. Nordal crossover, closely guarded by Roberge. Nice move to free her up inside to McKay. And that one no good. Rundle a little rebound, and that one is good. Jillian Rundle finding the hoop there.
She's got 13 points, leading all Harwood scorers.
Rundle doing an excellent job on the inside game, getting a lot of second chance opportunities. And there is Sam Donahue kicking it to Roberge. Three-pointer, no good. Carl, I think we are yet to see a three-pointer fall here tonight.
Yeah, and I thought one of the keys for Spaulding was they needed to hit a couple of those to loosen up that tough interior defense of Harwood. They've gotten good looks. They've gotten open three-pointers. They're just rattling around and popping out.
Timeout called by Spaulding, but we'll keep it here, and we'll talk a few things over. And Carl, I can't disagree with you at all there, as I thought it was going to be something that was going to be a point of emphasis for the Tide to knock down a few three-pointers. And you know, we've seen it. They're getting good looks, as you mentioned. It's Roberge and Donahue getting good looks, but it almost seems there's a bit of hesitation in taking the three-point shots from the outside for the Tide. And I don't know if that's just not their thing, or if something. I mean, I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it, because the offense has been moving well, but.
They've certainly had games and they've shot well, but it takes a very confident shooter when you miss your first two or three three-pointers to have the confidence to step up and take that fourth, or that third if you've taken two. And Spaulding, they need to do it, because even if it doesn't come into play this game, you need to build up that confidence. There are going to be teams that are even tougher, Division I teams that Spaulding plays that are even tougher in the interior than this Harwood team, and they're going to need to splash those threes in order to be in those games.
Yeah, Carl, as we get back underway, going hard now is Rundle outside to McKay. That jumper just a little too long. Nice offensive rebound into the hands of Rundle. She's got it for two, and that's a big bucket. A player of comparison who will always shoot the ball and not in a negative way, even if he misses his first few shots. I love this about him, was Aiden Hawkins. Is even if he started off the game slow, he would always find a way to just be competitive, keep shooting, and he will heat up. And players like Roberge and Donahue will do the same, as Donahue goes back inside to Roberge, and Roberge capitalizes.
And just great fundamentals that time. Pivoted, ball fake, got herself to space, squared up, and hit the little 5-footer.
Textbook inside footwork by the point guard Roberge. A little free throw line extended jumper, you betcha. And Nordal brings this one now back into a closer ball game as 46-39. Here, we'll keep it here again. A timeout called by Tom Young. But that is, Carl, a high percentage look. The the jump shots, the jumpers have been pretty high consistent shooting. I don't have the statistics of the percentage, but Harwood has been doing actually a really nice job. We've seen Rundle, we've seen McKay, we've seen Nordell also a few times, shooting it well from outside a little bit.
Yeah, they've definitely heated up here in the fourth quarter. You know, the game's on the line now, and they're definitely warmed up, feeling confident. And yeah, you know, they're hitting the shots they need to hit. Julian Rundle specifically is really starting to play well and gain some confidence out there. The junior guard, as I mentioned, leading all Harwood scorers with 15 points now. Over on the Spaulding Crimson Tide side, Yvonne Roberge has 20. So excellent offensive output performance by Roberge, and putting defense together with that tonight. So doing it all out there for the Tide.
Yeah, and you know, Spaulding, Carl, lost a few players at the beginning of the year to injury, or to, I think a few players actually left the squad for whatever reason, and there was kind of a bit of unknown at the beginning of the season. I was able to talk to head coach Lori, well, for tonight, head coach Lori Shepard, and
acting head coach,
and she just said, you know, I don't know, Noah, but they're inside McCauley, had it blocked, and here come the Highlanders now.
Good physical defense that time by McKay.
Inside Nelson, off the glass, a little too strong, and a nice box out will lead to a Spaulding possession there. That's a big box out by the point guard Roberge underneath, and that was a job well done.
Yeah, Roberge said, I'm not going to get it, but that box out said, you're not going to get it either.
If she wasn't going to get it, then neither was the girl on her back. And nice play. Ooh, just a little bit past, keeping it in bounds. Great hustle underneath. Blocked though. Look out, McKay got it. It was great hustle by Poole and keeping it in bounds.
Couple big defensive plays for McKay in a row.
McKay, three-pointer, no good, in and out. I thought that was going to be the first one. That would have been a very big bucket for the Highlanders with 3:17 left to go. Now off to Donahue up top. Donahue setting the screen for Poulin. Poulin drive inside, right to left, and you got it. And that's a big bucket, extending the lead 48-39.
And I think I could hear Poulin exhale on that one. She's had just a difficult night, and those balls just not falling that she typically makes. Happy about that one.
And that runner in the lane for the freshman, Eloise Lilly, cutting the lead back now to single digits.
We're going to take a quick break. You're watching CVTV723.org and CVTsport.net Girls Division II High School Basketball.
And we are back now with 2:51 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 48-41, a 7-point ball game. Harwood doing everything they can to keep themselves here within the striking distance. Both teams battling in the fourth quarter. It's been a tip of the cap to the Highlanders, who are shorthanded. Roberge goes up, and she's going to be fouled, headed to the free throw line. To finish off the thought, despite having a few injuries and COVID protocols, the Highlanders, and as we mentioned a few times, being beaten pretty handily by the Tide by nearly 20 points, they have kept themselves within this ball game. Roberge now adds to her total over 20 on the night. And she has just been an offensive powerhouse here. Roberge's second free throw, you got it. And despite her first two misses from the free throw line, she's been money from the charity stripe ever since.
Yeah, 6 straight. Good shooting.
And that's exactly what the Tide need here. Dumps it off. Beautiful play underneath. Kiss off the glass for Riccello.
That's 6 points for her, but beautiful assist from Lily.
And loose inside, nearly losing it. Back out to Robert. She's going to slow it down. Directing traffic and handing it off to the senior Donahue, who's been in this situation before. Donahue hands it off up top to McCauley. McCauley driving in hard. Kick out now to Elliott. Robert gets it up top and dumps it right back off to Donahue. Donahue just taking time off the clock here. Drives inside, fakes it. Poulin didn't like the opportunity, wants to get a better one and waste some more time.
This is smart basketball by the Tide right now. I like what they're doing. No hurry. You don't need to get another basket here if you take care of the ball and force them to foul you, and that's just what they did.
Exactly, and it will be McCauley headed back to the free throw line. And Carl, I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of the no shot clock in high school, just because it allows teams to dribble the ball out for 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever. But in the matter of speaking, when we look at it in a realistic setting, which is there is no shot clock, the Tide are doing exactly what they should be doing, and as you mentioned, are just creating opportunities for themselves to go to the free throw line. Miss the free throw and put back by Elliott, and that is just a gut wrencher if you are a Harwood player or Coach Tom Young. 3-pointer too strong and pulled down by the Tide. Pulling inside, McCauley all alone. That one drops in. And just like that, the 4 points, a punch in the mouth, 43-54 with 1:15 left to go, and Harwood's going to have to go quick if they want to stay in here.
McCauley has 13 points now, so a good outing for her offensively and defensively.
And a really nice move by the freshman, Lily, and she's going to be fouled before going in the shooting motion. But Carl, I want to take a minute to also tip my cap to the freshman. She's going to be fun to watch. Eloise Lilly, the freshman, doing a wonderful job here tonight, stepping up for some big minutes. Nelson inside, that one off the side, no good. And McCauley will rebound, and now we are under a minute to play here. So the Tide are just going to slow things down. If it's good, leave it. If it's great, then maybe you can take it. But right now it's just dribbling it out pretty much and trying to force a foul, which will happen right now. And it will be Lily fouling there. And I believe that's going to be it for the freshman. It will be, yes. So that will send Sam Donahue to the free throw line.
Good effort out there for Lily. She, really showed, you said it right, she's going to be an excellent player for Harwood, kind of the foundation of their young team coming up. She and Quinn Nelson as a freshman-sophomore tandem.
And Donahue knocks down the first.
13 points now for Donahue as well. She's had a great defensive game and tacked on a good offensive game to go with it.
And the second one goes. So 14 on the night, and both free throws for Donahue fall as we are under a minute. Highlanders trying to push the pace and look for an opportunity. Going inside, off the glass. You got it. Another 2 points for Sadie Nordel.
And we are going to be picking our T-shirt recipient, our Tournament Specialties Player of the Game T-shirt. So think about that in the next 20 seconds too, Noah.
We will have to think about that one as we've had a variety of good players out there tonight on both squads. And we will see as we are under 3. And they'll just dribble this one out, and that is going to do it for tonight. So the final score from Spaulding High School, 45-56. Spaulding coming away with the win. So before we go anywhere, we are going to have to pick a CVTV723.org and CVTsport.net player of the game. And looking over at the Spaulding side, there are a lot of players that contributed on the scoring end and the defensive end. But I think with 20
20. It was solid 20. I miscounted, so Roberge did finish with exactly 20 points.
20 points. I think we have to tip the cap to Roberge and toss the T-shirt her way. So unless you have any objections, Carl, CVTV723.org and CVTsport.net player of the game goes to Yvonne Roberge. So congratulations to Yvonne, and I'll send it over to Carl for anything final.
Yeah, and just honorable mention to Jillian Rundle for Harwood. She had a great performance, especially in the fourth quarter there. 15 points for her. Macaulay had 13 and 14 for Sam Donahue over on the Tide side. So a lot of good performances. Spaulding improves their record to 5-2, and they're climbing up the girls Division II standings, even with that tough start they had and a very strong schedule sprinkled with Capital Division, not Capital, but Metro Division teams that are still on their schedule from the long-time Division I alignment that they have been in until the last couple years.
And that will do it here. Again, Spaulding with the victory, improving to 5-2. Harwood will drop to 2-5. And that will wrap it up for us here tonight on the CVTV723.org and CVTsport.net network. Thank you to Carl Parton, Callie Parton, and Ben Browning on the other end, on the cameraman. And that'll do it for me too. So long, and thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you next time.
This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!